Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? I am doing wonderful. It looks like it's about to rain here today, but that's good. We need a little rain. It's been a while. I mean, it's been wet, but not rain. Just foggy wet. It's kind of weird. But we're supposed to get. I hear everybody's getting a little cold weather this next week coming up. So I'm looking forward to that because we've had it in the 70s. It's been 77, 78 degrees here. But cold weather is on the way, so I know it's going to impact a lot of you guys a lot more than here in deep South Texas. Y'all are going to get some snow. I don't want any snow. Y'all can have it. We don't want none of that. Had it a couple years ago, didn't like it. Yeah, we're not going to do that again. No more. So I wanted to do a reading on Harry and Meghan. They have that docu-series coming out on Netflix. I haven't watched it. The first one has been released, I guess. I haven't watched it at all. I don't know if I will or not watch it, but I'm just going to try to get some information from Spirit and see what's going on with them. So this is what's being conveyed. So just like anybody else, Harry has his beliefs. Harry and Meghan's beliefs are their reality. Okay? So if Harry and Meghan believe that the royal family is prejudiced, then they're going to see it that way. They're going to see everything that's been done in a very prejudiced way. Okay? So they'll perceive any action taken under that umbrella of prejudice. And is it true? Is it real? Well, it's very real to them. That's what I'm getting. So Harry strongly identifies with his mother. He was quite young when she passed away, and the way he sees it is that she was powerless in the face of dealing with the royal family. And I remember Meghan on. I did watch Oprah when they had that Oprah special, and I think she called it the Firm. I don't know. I think that's what it was, the Firm, the royal family. So you can call it the Firm or the royal family or whatever. It seems kind of weird calling it a family because it is a lot more than a family, you guys. It's a lot more. It is like a firm. It's like a huge corporation, okay? So Harry saw what his mother had to go through, how she was scrutinized, by the powers that be of the royal family, of the media. Harry's had to deal with the media all his life also. But he has more power than his mother because he's actually an heir to the throne, even if it is a spare heir. That's a funny term, spare heir. But an heir nonetheless, right? Remember, as Harry was growing up, remember in his younger days, all the headlines of Harry partying in the U.S. I remember seeing them in Las Vegas and all these things that he was just having a good old time. And, it was okay because he wasn't a direct heir to the throne. So he was being kind of a naughty boy, and we all enjoyed it. So when he married Meghan, the indoctrination began. You know what I mean? Because he married this girl from the United States, and she's not even, she's not part of the royal family. She's not from even that part of the world. She's not British or anything. So they really felt like, I mean, that's how the firm is. You got to control this person. You got to teach them how to act and how to behave and let them know what they're supposed to do, basically. An indoctrination, that's what I'm getting. But they knew that she was a force to be reckoned with. They really did know that right away. So, and it's a shame because instead of recognizing her for who she is, and you know, they really wanted to rein her in. I guess I would say they want to rein her in, and like, we don't want a free spirit like that. So they tried to gain her trust, you know, and I, you know, I do believe that they did use like Kate a little bit to help gain trust and to help control Meghan and Harry both. So they were used also. All of them are being used by the firm or the family. They were all being used. And that doesn't mean that there was any bad intentions from either party. It's that they're all being manipulated, you know. And, you know, Prince William, he's going to be the king one day. So he's got a lot at stake, put it that way. Kate and him have a lot at stake. So in the beginning, you know, when she first married Harry, Meghan was, you know, really desired to learn the basic protocols and what was expected of her being a member of the, you know, royal family. She wanted to make her husband proud and not make mistakes, and she was happy to do that. But there were some in the household, and I see, you know, that gave her like a disapproval, disapproving looks, like they're kind of, they're not saying anything, but they're just giving her that look. You know what I mean? That makes you feel uncomfortable and feel like they don't approve of you. And she could feel their judgment. And I feel like these were people that were even just working in the household. How dare they judge her? But they were. It's so crazy. And especially when her mother came to visit, um, it was very evident how prejudiced some people were. And that's really a shame. So for the royal family, it's, you know, or the firm, it's all about getting ahead of the media, the stories. It's getting ahead of it. So it's like a little chess game, to play a little chess game. And people are all manipulated, you know, all the family members are manipulated. And I feel like what happened is like some brainstorming started going on in the firm, in the family, you know, um, because people are talking, and she got pregnant. You know, Meghan was pregnant, and she's going to have a baby, and you know, we heard about talk about what color the baby's skin was going to be, how dark it was going to be, and all that. So there was talk about this, and they were talking more like, if somebody says anything, how are we going to deal with this situation? You know what I mean? But if somebody says that to you, if you have a baby, if you're pregnant, and somebody says to you, if your baby's skin is dark, and somebody says something, this is how we're going to deal with it. Yeah, you wouldn't like that at all. But the way they approached it was really bad. It was really bad. So, you know, they already felt like they were being, you know, prejudged. They already felt like that. She did. Meghan already felt like that. So, when that talk came up, and you know, I have to say that the royal family, they weren't saying it to judge her or judge Harry. They were doing it as, how are we going to deal with this? This is a situation, we got to deal with it. You know what I mean? That's the way they were approaching it, which was wrong. It was wrong, and it was hurtful, but it wasn't done out of malice towards Meghan, but because in their reality they felt persecuted, and from the very beginning, because of what Harry's mother went through, and he wasn't going to let this happen to his wife and his family. He was not going to see that happen again, no way. So these things that come up, it's it's caused a terrible rift. And not, there's other things too that have come up. Her father just, I don't know. Her father wasn't the kind of person that you would hoped your father would be like, put it that way. We've all seen videos of her father, looks like he's trying to make a buck out of her name. And it was too bad. It's sad, and it's too bad. So there was a lot for the family to contend with her family. There was a lot, and they were just trying to contain it. You know what I mean? But they did a bad job. They did a really, really bad job, because they were trying to contain it inside the family and control it inside the family by manipulating others against each other. You know what I mean? And that did not work out good for them at all. So I feel like this has caused a rift between the brothers. But William is going to be king one day. And when Meghan came, it looks like she was kind of outshining Kate, and that wasn't good, because Harry's the spare heir. So Meghan was outshining Kate, and that wasn't good. Kate didn't like it. She didn't like it. She didn't like it that Meghan was getting all the attention and everything. There was a little jealousy there, unfortunately. But so they kind of basically they told Meghan to stand down. Quit being so shiny, Meghan. They were talking to her the whole time that you need to behave like this, you need to do like this, you need to dress this way. They were really pretty much trying to control her whole life, take over her whole life. They didn't want her to be so likable, more likable than Kate. And that's the way it was going. Remember, there was a little tiff, a little fight that they said happened between Meghan and Kate, and that Meghan made Kate cry, but it was actually the other way around. Kate made Meghan cry. Yeah. So, but they played it out the other way, because they wanted the public not to like Meghan, because I do think, because of all that was going on, they could kind of see the handwriting on the wall that Harry was distancing himself. And not that they ever thought he would step away completely, but if he distanced himself a little bit, that'd be fine, and then Meghan will be distanced too, and that would be good. So they were just trying to tamp them down, unfortunately. So I don't know if y'all noticed this, but they started, all the royals have duties, and they were giving Harry and Meghan duties that were really remote and far away. Now I know they took that in stride, and I know they enjoyed doing their duties. They enjoyed them, but they were really trying to give them some duties that nobody else wanted to do, and that maybe would keep them out of the limelight as much as possible. Because they just didn't want the public to love them. And that's how it, it's funny how it works. That's what they did. They didn't learn any lessons from the way that they dealt with Princess Diana. They learned no lessons from that dealing, because they did the same thing with her. You know what I mean? They did the same thing with her. They didn't want the public to like her, and the more that they tried to stop the public from loving her and the more the public loved her. And that happened with Meghan too. Now I know there's been some things, some negativity said about Meghan, and now that Harry has left the royal family and moved to the U.S., now there's more people that saying that it's her fault and they've lost Harry because of her and she pulled him in that direction and all. But this was always going to happen. This was going to happen. Harry was always going to marry somebody that he was going to take away from the family and shelter and protect. That was always going to happen, y'all, because that's who he is. And it didn't matter what kind of person she was or who she was or anything. Harry was going to protect his wife at all costs. And even if she would have been somebody from the UK, a British citizen, it would have still happened the same way. He still would have decided that he needed to protect her and get her out of the limelight and get her away from all the paparazzi and the royal family and all the things going on, no matter who she was. It's not Meghan. It's the dynamics of the situation. Okay? And Harry has always been a free spirit, always. As we followed him as he was a young man. He's always had that free spirit energy. He's always done what he wanted to do, even though the royal family frowned upon it and didn't like what he was doing. He still did it. He still, endured their, I guess, grandma's anger. But he still did what he wanted to do. And I'm getting that it was necessary for him to have this problem with his family. That was a necessary part of all of this, because that propelled him into making the decisions that he did to leave the family. Like I said, I feel like this was always going to happen this way, but he wouldn't have been able to make those choices if he was feeling very close to his father and his brother. It would have been much, much harder for him to make choices to protect his wife, even though he would do that. But it would be really, really hard for him to leave the royal family under a really good relationship. So, that relationship was going to get rocky and he was going to turn away from them because he just felt like they were not supporting him. They weren't supporting his wife and didn't have his best interest and his family's best interest at heart. And that's how he felt. You know what I mean? He felt like his mother should have been protected, that her best interest should have been number one, should have been first. And he could see that that didn't happen. And he didn't want that to happen to his family, to his wife. The royal family has the royal family's interest first. Not individuals, not families. The royal family as a firm, that's their interest comes first. And he knew that and he understood that. And without having the support from William and his father, it made it much, much easier for him to just make that decision to leave. It made it much, much easier for him. And it has made a rift between the brothers. It has, because his brother, Prince William, he can't understand how Harry could leave the family. You know what I mean? His reality is so different, even though that they're brothers and they live this, basically the same life and upbringing. It's so funny how, you can see how two people can be so different and have the same upbringing. But because his upbringing is different, because he is going to be the king. He's going to be the king. So he's thinking always about the firm, about the royal family, about how everything looks and what he's supposed to do. He's always doing the right thing. No matter what, he's going to do the right thing. And when he dated Kate in the very beginning, she understood that right away. And she was on board with it. And she was okay with it. And they were of like mind. So it worked out good. So their marriage is solid and good, and they understand where they have to be. That's fine with them. That's the way they want it. That they're enjoying their life that way. But Meghan and Harry don't enjoy that. They're not going to be king and queen ever. They're just going to be controlled for no reason. And it's kind of funny. I mean, think about it. Prince William and Kate, Princess Kate, live their lives to serve, in the royal family. You're supposed to be of service when you're in the royal family. It's to be of service, and you're of service to the royal family, to the um, government, so that he could be a king for how many years? So when he gets super, super old and he's king for a few years, he's lived his whole life through the establishment. It's so weird. But, that he's been brought up to do that, and he's accepted it. And Harry did not have to accept that. He just did not have to accept that, and he didn't. And that's okay. That's okay. Harry, I say it, Harry was never going to stay with the royal family. He was never going to stay. He was always going to go. From the day one, he was going to go. I mean, that poor child, the things that he went through in his life, it's very, very sad, but it just made an indelible impression on him, losing his mother, you know, as it should, that he would never, ever treat his wife and make his wife go through the things that his mother went through. And he's made all his decisions through those eyes of that little boy, and then as a man. So, but he had the power to make things better, just as his father had the power to make things better and did not. He would not follow in his father's footsteps. He definitely, he told anybody that would listen, I would never do that to my wife. That will never happen. I will always, always, be on my wife's side and protect her and take care of her. She will never go through the things that my mother had to endure. I know other people constantly say, for entertainment purposes only. So I need to say that too. So this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, guys? And if anybody's listening, entertainment purposes only. Okay. All right. So I know what's coming next. Everybody is asking, why are they making this Netflix series? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing it? To stay relevant, to make money, and to tell the truth. That's it. They want their truth to be known the way they see it. They want to be relevant because there's a lot of controversy swirling around them. Plus, they've already they had signed a contract saying they'd do it a long time ago, so they had to. They had to, and they're going to make a lot of money doing it. They're not on the royal payroll anymore, so they're on their own. They have to make their own money, and they know how to do that. So staying relevant, telling their truth, and making money. That's why they're doing it. That is why they're doing it. Come on, you guys. That's not hard to figure out. So, yeah. There's a lot of things that have happened that are manipulated, you know what I mean, and taken the wrong way. And that's too bad, and that's sad. But as time goes on, time does heal all wounds. So things will get better. They will get better. Things will get better with his family, with his brother. It will get better. Now, it might get a little bit worse after this docuseries goes out, but it'll heal from that too. And I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of things that are going to come up that are going to be taken out of context, because sometimes you say something, but you don't mean it the way that it sounds, and it's just going to get, taken out of context. And not only that, it's maybe that it is the truth. Things that were said are the truth, but when they're taken out of context, they have a different meaning, and they're more hurtful than they, and they didn't mean to be hurtful. Who would hurt their own son? Who would hurt their own brother? You have to remember that. They're brothers, they're family members. Nobody wants to hurt each other, of course. Nobody wants to. But do they get hurt? Yes, they do. They do get hurt. Their feelings are hurt. But things will get better and they will be mended. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to watch the series. I don't feel compelled to, or I haven't seen any of it all. I did see the Oprah interview. I did see that. And I don't even know how. I just happened on that. But everything's all over the internet, so you just happen on anything. So I did see that. But I haven't seen any interviews since she's had her second child. Haven't seen anything, so it's been a while. This was, I think, right after Archie was born. So they're living their lives. They're doing, the only difference is that he is of the royal family and that he left the royal family. But he's just like anybody else. He's like anybody else. He wants to protect his family. He wants to be able to, take care of them, make money. He doesn't want to be judged. He wants his truth out there. It's just like everybody else. And yeah, there's manipulation going on. Yes, there is. Yes. And not everything that you hear from that docuseries is completely the truth, but it's their truth. You have to remember, this is their truth. This is their feelings and their reality and the way they feel and their truth, and that's how they perceive. So you just look at it like that. That's their truth. Okay? Now, when Kate and William see this, will they appreciate it? Probably not. Probably not. That's not going to be what they feel like is the truth, and that will probably cause even more problems. But they'll get over it. They'll all get over it. They're no matter what, he is William's brother, and that even though there's hurt feelings, and even though they may not ever be as close as they used to be, they're still going to be brothers, and they're still going to have that love between them. And of course, Princess Diana, she's here loving her family, loving her boys and guiding them. She's very proud of both of them in their own right because, they both have lived an outstanding life, both of them, and she's proud of both of them. So, all right, guys, that's what I got so far. If I get some more, I'll let you know. I will talk to you again soon. If you'd like to get a reading with me, please look below and contact me on my email. Or if you'd like to have a healing session with me, or you have a loved one or a friend that you would like to add their name to a healing session, let me know. Just email me. I might not see it if you do it on the comments here because comments come and go. But and I don't, I might see it and I might not. So email me their name and I'll put them on a healing session, okay? All right, guys, love you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.